What is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Getting tired of passive gameplay? Don't like hearing the sound of a Mida firing squad in your nightmares as you toss and turn all night, stroll into work and hook yourself up to a caffeine IV and end up having a real-life phobia of long hallways? Cool! Let's talk about how you can swim upstream in Destiny 2 and turn on the aggression without being a complete detriment to your team. In this video, I'm going to break down some of my best tips for getting up close and personal with your opponents and emerging victorious even when you're outnumbered. Now, there's a lot to this play style, and it's going to take some practice and some teaching yourself over time to react quickly in the right ways. There's some muscle memory to learn and lots of information to take in. So sit back, grab some coffee and a notepad, and let's go to school, and we'll have you breaking ankles in no time. So the first thing that you have to wrap your head around is that aggressive does not equal reckless. There's a difference between playing aggressive and playing dumb. Your goal isn't to cross your fingers and run in a straight line and see what happens when you hit R1. Essentially, you have to pick smart engagements, and there's a lot of factors that go into that. And one of those factors is aggro management. Aggro is a term used to describe the enemy's focus, right? Who are they focused on? Who are they aggroed on? If 3 opponents are looking your way, that's not a smart engagement to go into aggressively. Back off a bit. Wait a minute. Wait for a teammate to start putting shots down range, shots that draw some of their attention and free you up to make a move. You can go the other way too. Say your teammate picks up sniper ammo, and you want them to get some good shots in. You know, you could actually soak up some aggro for them and let them shoot over your shoulder, right? Push from cover to cover, taking attention of your opponents and taking some shots, and that'll free your teammate up to take some shots from behind you without worrying about getting flinched, right? Aggro management is a great tool for aggressive players. You can always take a wider flank route, like a flanking route, while your teammates have all the aggro, right? You can make some great approaches on Destiny 2 maps on flanking routes. Cooley, one of the map designers at Bungie, he walked me through their approach to map designing in Destiny 2 when I chatted with him at the reveal event back in May of 2017. And they took inspiration from some of the most iconic competitive maps in competitive shooting and implemented some of the same design features, including multiple lanes and flanking routes that lead back to high traffic areas on the maps, right? They wanted you to do this. You're supposed to do this. You can embrace that role and allow your teammates to fire down a lane while you move around the flanks and have a new sight line from the side that you can push from. See, often you can clean up the kills that your teammates set up for you. People take some shots, they hide to recover, and that's where they think they're safe. But you get that flank, you catch them with their pants down, and you clean them up. The next thing I tell you is that you have to discover the synergy within the subclass that you like to use. Some of these subclasses have perks that work well with each other, and with available exotic armor pieces in the game, couple them together and learn how they work with each other. And you can tool your Guardians specifically for aggressive close-range combat. Examples: the Voidwalker has the Devour Tree, which lets you constantly regain all your health after each kill. This lets you get up close with multiple opponents and potentially chain kill into kill. The Karnstein armlets go well with this build. One of my favorite builds right now is the Sentinel Code of the Protector tree, coupled with the Syntheseps. It basically transforms you into a melee warrior, frickin' Brick from Borderlands. You'll be walking away from a team wipe like they were no match for my super secret punch you in the face until they die fighting style. The Code of the Protector tree lets you get full health and an overshield instantly after getting a melee kill. And then for the next 10 seconds, you do even more melee damage. Couple this with a hand cannon, and you can tap, tap, punch, tap, tap, punch, tap, tap, punch your way to sick multi-kills and feel like a gosh dang wrecking ball. The Night Stalker is also a boss at close quarters aggressive play too. I could talk for 10 minutes about that, or I could refer you to my Night Stalker guide I posted a couple days ago where I talk specifically about being an aggressive, in-your-face Night Stalker. Essentially, you need to go in with a plan. Take the time to think about how these skills interact with each other, how to activate them regularly, how to play with various exotics available to you. Own it, make it yours. Train yourself to think and plan and execute according to the build that you're playing with. Next, I recommend that you consider what guns work well with an aggressive playstyle. I've found I really dig kill clip weapons. Specifically, I use the anti-OP, the old-fashioned, and the inaugural address regularly. They help you chain kills together, which couples well with aggressive play, since you'll often be trying to manage multiple players, and winning the second gunfight could come down to a single bullet or two. See, kill clip helps you keep up with guy number 2. In general, I prefer using hand cannons, SMGs, and sidearms when I'm playing aggressively because of their ability to regularly and reliably hit opponents while you're airborne. Because managing sightlines and cover while you engage multiple people up close often means using your vertical space. Right there it is. You know, even just a couple days ago on stream, I had like 3 matches in a row where I used double SMGs or SMG and sidearm, and we went massively positive because I'm used to playing that aggressive play style, and there's some really fun things that you can do with it. And sometimes you just have to force yourself to do it. That's one of the reasons I like to do loadouts like that, because it 100% forces me to get aggressive, to get up close if I'm going to capitalize on the strengths of the weapons I have equipped. Next, learn to leverage your melee abilities. I'm going to be honest, the shoulder charge, shield bash, and hammer charge melee abilities are not good in PvP. Don't kid yourself. They look cool, I know. You want them to be good. Sometimes you might think that they're good just because they look cool and sound cool and they feel powerful. They're not. Sometimes you can finish people off with those things, sure, but you could have done that with a regular melee. Let's be honest. The animation takes too long, and it takes too long to be able to punch again or shoot again after you do that animation. They can double melee you before you can, you can even get the first hit. You can shoulder charge, but before you can do anything else, they can melee you twice. Okay, defensive strike is so much better for aggressive play, and the same goes for frontal assault with reversal and mortar blast with Soul Invictus. Those are your best bets for aggressive play as a Titan. And as noted earlier, same goes for Devour, best for aggressive play. And Hunters have some excellent melee abilities too. Throwing knives can be exceptionally clutch when used well. Smokes are stupid good. Every subclass has a melee ability tooled for aggressive play. Get to know the mechanics of those melee abilities. Get used to checking your cooldown on it. And absolutely invest in armor mods that reduce that cooldown. These melee abilities are essential for chaining kills when you're playing aggressively and up close with multiple opponents. Now let's talk about movement. Great movement skills are hugely important when playing aggressively. Let's start with strafing. Even in Destiny, where there's aim assist, it's still important to strafe back and forth while you shoot an enemy who's shooting back. If you can make them miss one bullet, one burst, that can often be the difference between winning and losing an engagement. Don't walk straight forward in a straight line, making landing successive shots super easy for them. Don't backpedal in a straight line either. Move in perpendicular angles to them, right or left, or zigzag forward and zigzag backward. Get used to doing that regularly. It'll take some practice for you to get the rhythm down and to be able to shoot accurately on your end while you strafe, but it will dramatically improve your gunplay. Still talking about movement, use your slide. Don't just walk or run into a lane or through a door. You're begging to get mowed down instantly. Where do you think they're going to be looking? Where are they going to already have their sights set? The sights on their scout rifles, their Uriel's gifts, whatever. Yeah, at head level. So slide into a room or slide into a lane when you initiate an engagement. That helps you often get the first bullet and helps you avoid getting tagged early with some high caliber rounds. Right? Even slide into a lane if you think no one's there, because sometimes they're too far back to ping your radar, so don't get caught off guard. Also talking about movement, your positioning and how you think about it is massively important. Sometimes you can be in the same room as 2 or 3 opponents, but position yourself in that room so that only one of them can put shots in you. So find ways to limit your engagements, even with multiple people. Limit the sight line so it's just you and one other player. Use boxes, walls, mobile cover like barricades, trees, potted plants, whatever. Try to limit it so it's you and one other person at a time. Also, make your movement sporadic, unpredictable. Use your jumps, your dodges, even your melees to break up your movement. Yeah, melees. Have you ever been trying to shoot someone, but then they start to melee attack a teammate of yours, and they start to do this like weird rubber band movement back and forth, makes them really super hard to hit? Yeah, you can do this on purpose. Try and finish off the first guy with a melee if you can. That will often trigger the effects of your melee ability and set you up to be in a fight with another guy that you can win, because maybe he missed some shots on you while you were doing that sort of rubber banding thing, and now he has to break up the damage dealing that he can do with a reload animation. Gives you a bit of an edge. Another bit of advice: have your resilience no lower than 4. That's going to help you avoid being taken out with 4 shots from some of the popular weapons out there. Lastly, every class has a class ability. These can be hyper clutch in aggressive play. The Hunter's dodges give you instant cooldowns to your melee ability, or instantly reload your weapon. Hot dang, that is helpful when the crap hits the fan. You can even potentially go invis after a dodge, taking aim assist off of you. Warlocks can heal themselves. Jeez, this is helpful. Makes dueling a lot easier. And the barricade that the Titans can use deals massive damage to opponents moving through it, making them easy one-punch kills if they choose to ape through it. It also works great as a getaway. Sometimes, you know, you can't make it down the hallway and out of the enemy's line of sight before they'll mow you down. So what I like to do, I do this all the time, is I toss down the barricade to cover my escape route. So it helps you go in, get that kill, or do some damage, and then throw down that barricade and then run away. And it's like it blocks off that sight line for them in between you and them. It gives you time to get around the corner before they can put more shots on you, before you get punished for your aggression. Well, dang, that was a lot of information. This was like a blanket tutorial vid though, so I'll be breaking down some of these individual ideas in more depth, one video at a time, as we continue to journey through Destiny 2 together. And I'm looking forward to that journey. So feel free to join us on stream anytime on Twitch. We have a very welcoming community, and we play a crap ton of PvP. So hope to see you there sometime. Now go shove the barrel of an SMG in some faces in the Crucible. Give Shax the chills with your raw aggression and ankle-breaking jukes, and make him think it's dark below in Destiny 1 with your hand cannon domination. And I'll catch you in the Crucible.